The environment and sustainability is absolutely everywhere I go. In shops, online, in the SBL exam. It's a really, really hot topic. Now, there's a great article. It's quite long. And what we're going to do is make this really easy for you to digest. So I'm going to put Ben under a load of pressure. I'm going to get Ben in under 2 minutes to summarize this article for you. And that is a real challenge for Ben. It usually takes about 2 hours to explain anything. So 2 minutes, this is the challenge. Then we're going to think how it's been examined in the past and how it might be examined for you. Ben's going to run through some actions for you to take as a result of this article. And at the end, we'll evaluate the article and give you a score. What's our rating out of 10? So Ben, over to you. You've got 2 minutes to summarize this environmental and sustainability issues article. Off you go.
Ace, thank you. So the article starts by running through different types of risks that a business might face related to the environment and sustainability. And there's a lot listed, and they're kind of high-level risk categories, things like business risk, regulatory risk, operational risk, financial risk. And there's only a tiny bit written about each one. But the one he goes into a bit more detail on is reputation risk. And that, you know, if a company has an issue or a problem around environmental or sustainability matters, that it can impact their reputation with customers, impact sales, impact shareholder relationships and the share price. And it talks about a great way of managing that being the EU Eco Management and Audit Scheme that companies should sign up to it. And I read that and thought, I've never heard of that. Have you heard of it, Andrew?
I have. Specimen exam 1. It does appear. But apart from that, not widely used by many companies, I don't think.
Okay, so it's in the real world, perhaps it's like, what's this? But in the exam world, it's a thing. Then the article goes into a deep dive into 2 industries. It talks about fast fashion in a lot of detail, and it talks about the motor industry. And there's loads of detail on fast fashion because at the end of the article, it talks about an academic reference, an academic research paper that was based on the fast fashion industry. And this article just lifts a lot of that bit of academic research. There is some interesting stuff in there about the motor industry and about fast fashion, but it's so micro. It's so specific to those industries that it's hard to see it really being tested, unless your industry is one of those. This is all just background and context. But what it does do a lot is talk about integrative reporting. And integrative reporting in the context of fast fashion and the motor industry is a bit of a hint about that. Then it starts talking about the Porter's 5 Forces as a model, and we should do a Porter's 5 Forces. And then it does 2 of Porter's 5 Forces. It talks about new entrants and substitutes.
2 minutes. It was mid Porter's 5 Forces.
Okay. I did what the article does, which is it stopped mid Porter's 5 Forces and only did 2.
Exactly that. Done. Two of the 5, job done. Yeah, Porter's 2 Forces, as it's now known. Okay,
yeah.
Not bad. I knew you wanted another 15 minutes, I could tell. But for Ben, trust me, that was good. So well done. 2 minute article summary. Excellent. Ben, I just wanted to ask you, just to check you read it properly, what was the name of UN's initiative to tackle fast fashion?
Don't know.
The correct answer is UN's Alliance for Sustainable Fashion. That's what it tells you in the article.
Now I'm going to do the classic tutor thing, and I'm going to say that doesn't really matter. And it's a great learning point for students. Don't memorize those sort of things because you're not going to be tested on them. This is high-level awareness. It is not, quote, the names of stuff.
The fact you don't know that does not bother me. It's that is not an issue at all. So don't worry, that wasn't a real test. How could this be examined for you? Well, it comes up a lot. We've seen it in a lot of past exams. As Ben mentioned, integrated reporting is mentioned several times in this article. That's been in there quite a few times, you know. September-December 2024 exam, a case called BIGO, which is a great one. That has you having to describe the 6 capitals, including your some environmental impact as well. Then we've also got your sustainability reporting stuff, as Ben mentioned, reporting on those, which is important. Things like KPIs get tested, non-financial KPIs. So bringing environmental things into that as well could be really good for you. As we said, it's such a hot topic for companies that everyone cares about the environment and sustainability now. And there's a little section in the article, Ben, about greenwashing, wasn't there? And that's something that, again, a lot of companies are sort of threatened with and are accused of occasionally about greenwashing. So again, could be something that they want to ask about and definitely something I'll be prepared for.
actions for you as a result of this article. What should you be doing? One is leaning into what Andrew was saying there about integrated reporting and other technical stuff that's related to sustainability and environmental reporting. Definitely know the 6 capitals and definitely have read up on integrated reporting. And also wider financial reporting like IFRS S1, IFRS S2. It's not the SBR exam again, so you don't need to know these in masses of detail, but you do need to be aware of the kind of reporting requirements, so you're aware of the kind of context. It's really good on that greenwashing point that Andrew was talking about. Really good to think about your own company. Have a look at what they're putting out. What's in their integrated report? What are they putting out to stakeholders in the financial statements versus what is your own lived experience of that organization? So are they saying one thing and doing another? Or is there what they're putting out to the wider world actually a genuine reflection of what is happening at the organization? You can do that for your own company because you know what's happening inside of it. That's really useful to do. And when it comes to your own case study, when it's released, it's very useful for you to be using the risk headings that are in this article to be considering the risks the company's facing as part of your wider analysis, but particularly with an environmental and sustainability slant, because every case study will be talking up how important this environmental matters and all this kind of stuff is. There will be things given to you in your case study about it, but it's worth doing some wider research as well. Now, Andrew, you threw me under the bus a little bit asking me about that UN thing, so I'm going to try and get you back now.
Okay.
We've talked about the 6 capitals of integrated reporting. So can you name them?
Of course I can. Manufactured, natural, financial, intellectual, social, and human.
Okay, that didn't work as I'd hoped. You haven't fallen flat on your face, and you knew them like that. So how? How do you know them like that?
Well, I teach students in Club SBL my little mnemonic, which is my new fish. So MN, manufactured, and then natural, and then fish, your financial, intellectual, social, human. So my new fish, there are the 6 capitals. Of course, applying them to the scenario is going to be the important thing rather than just reading them off. But
simple but effective, and you just proved that it does actually work.
It does work, doesn't it? It does. My new fish.
Right. Now, if you've got any, we're talking over each other, but if you've got any comments or any questions about what's in this technical article, call to action for you is to post them in the comments to this video, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. But on to our final thing, Andrew, which is giving it a rating.
Our rating. So yeah, overall, this article, I thought it was good in that I found it interesting. I like the way that it did go into those 2 industries, and the fast fashion stuff was good. And yeah, it covered quite a few key terms as well, which was good. Also wasn't too long, was it? I mean, that's often a risk with these articles.
Yeah, did you do a word count?
I did actually, yeah. It's just over 1,800 words, which is, towards the shorter end of these articles. So yeah, a bit more manageable, which I quite liked. Anything you liked about it, Ben?
I like some of the specific examples it gave. At the one, you could say it goes a bit micro, goes into a bit too much detail. But I like some of them, like it talks about droughts in Taiwan impacting microchip production because so many computer chips are manufactured in Taiwan, and they're having a wider environmental, sort of global impact because of an environmental issue in Taiwan. And I just think facts like that are just quite interesting to consider, the sort of butterfly effect. So I liked that about it. I didn't, and I liked, like you said about it being short, I didn't like how heavily it kind of leaned into the sort of academic, how it talks about Porter's 5 forces as a model. It talks about something happening in 1984 as context. And it's kind of written in a way that you must not write in the exam, because you haven't got time for that kind of academic referencing, writing definitions, all that sort of stuff. You just have to get into your answer. So you get into typing your actual answer rather than all of this, I would say, waffle. Yeah. So I don't like the way it's written because it's almost like a bad example for students. So that brings it down for me.
That is very true. And with the fast fashion, I felt a lot of it, I was reading about different types of clothes and things. I was like, I'm not quite sure I need all this information. But again, it went into that article. Yeah. So I personally would give this a score out of 10 I'd give it a 6. How about you? What do you think?
6 works for me. I think it's all right. It's a really hot topic, so it's worth the signposting there is about integrated reporting, particularly. Yeah. But it's a bit boring.
Right, that's our analysis of this article. Thanks ever so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel at Club SBL. So we're going to be doing loads more videos like this and loads of things to help you pass your SBL exam.